Good morning, and welcome here on my very dirty working table or in my studio. My name is Lisbeth, and I'm a Danish mixed media abstract artist, and I like to do many different things. So if you just have hit this video and you don't know me, look at the playlist. I have divided all my content up in different things so you can find what you are interested in, and then you can skip the other things. But there are a lot of things to look at. I do many things, from stitching to slow stitching to jelly printing, making books, folding books, collaging, watercolor, yeah, you name it. And I like to mix all these different things. But today, when I stood up, I got thinking about this little black book, and I don't know if you can remember, but when I look at it here inside, I started this little book because the person or persons who do the 100-day project, also 2 years ago, it was the 17th of September 2024, made a little extra something they called the 21-day project, and I decided to do that also here in this little book. So I made all these round shapes with a little embellishment of something, and since that time my book has just been sitting here on my shelf, and I'm sorry. And this morning I got thinking about, oh, I could perhaps do something in that book, because, let me see, there are so many pages left. Yeah, or for some reason, I also made one on the last page. Perhaps it was a test. I can't remember that now. But I will put a link for this video where I made these. I can't remember if there was more than one video, or how I did it, and if there even was a video. Yeah, I will figure that out, and if there is, I would put a link here under the little word more, or in the description box for you. And everything else I perhaps mentioned here with links, you can find the same place. So it is my plan to do something in this book here today, and I have a plan. But before we start, I just quickly want to say, if anybody feels like supporting my little Danish channel, you're more than welcome, but in any way don't feel obligated. But you can find a link for my Ko-fi account here under the video also. And for those of you who has been supporting me here lately, thank you very much. It's much appreciated, and I'm very happy somebody wants to do that. But let us get started. I have had this set of very small jelly plates for a long time, and I very seldom use them. I have a bigger round one I use for this one, and that one I use often. But these are so small, so you can see they are used because they are dirty and there are crunch on them. So I have been using them, but not much. But I think I will go for this shape here, and perhaps, I think there are, I can't remember how many pages there are left, but perhaps I can use this in this video, and then when some time has passed, I can try one of the others, and so I can fill this book up with these small jelly printing things here, plates here. I don't know if they were more meant for like stamping, or what they were meant for when they are so small. And you can see there's still crunch sitting on my plate here. But since I've chosen this honeycomb shape here, I got thinking about bees, and yeah, what can one do? You can go on Pixabay and Unsplash and Pinterest and all other things. There are free images, and you can download things. So I haven't been doing that and finding something bee-like things. So I have these papers here, and you can see I've already been cutting images out. And perhaps these are too big or too too strange, I don't know yet. But I have these options here, and size-wise I think they would look nice in size with this one. So I think I will cut some of these out so I have something to choose between. And else I will jelly plate with, again, I have a lot of these Fresco finishing chalk acrylic paints from Paper Artsy. And I don't know why I don't use them so much, but because it's a nice size, you don't sit with big bottles or containers, and I have them in a lot of different colors. So I think I will be using them today, and I've gone all the yellow, rust, brown ways, and I think this is the way I will do all my things here. I have also picked a lot of small stencils out, and here, don't ask me where I have them from. Many different places, but stencils with small patterns on, so I think I can get something out of that also, so I will get some kind of pattern on these. So this is my plan, to print with 1 or 2 colors on these and find a little bee and place it somewhere, just using my glue stick. So why not just get started and see what happens? And that will always happen something. You never know what time will bring, or if this leads to something else, or when I do something I suddenly think, oh, I can also do this and that. And this is how my crazy popcorn brain works. But let us start with one and see what happens. Oh, sorry, I just made this one and I forgot to turn on my camera. So I will do it once more. So yeah, sometimes I'm a little too impatient or too quick and I forget things. I will just take this border here, and they have so funny names, these acrylic paints here. And I here on beside of me I just have a piece of copy paper to roll off my brayer. So I will just put this down and I will center it the best I can. So go for there, just squeeze it down. And there probably will come some stuff up from last time, and so what? That is just nice. Yeah, it looks a little different than this one. And of course it has to dry. So I will take another color, and for the fun of it, not that color, but another color. Remember to shake these. You can there's a risk that the pigments will and the binding will divide a little. And some of these are a little more translucent than others. So let us take another stencil than the other one. So I will just put that down and take some tissue paper and just go in the holes here. That up, and there are sitting some things there now. So I will take this and place it here. Perhaps not give so much this color. It was, perhaps it was, yeah, it said opaque. Yeah, you never know. And just lift it up and this you can't see, so I will just take a darker color and do it again. It's me who is in charge here. Getting up through the holes. Maybe that's, yeah, these chalk paints here are drying up a little faster than perhaps other paints, and you have to be a little quick. So, but I will let it sit for a second or two so it can slip the paint onto the page. Let's see here. Yeah, that is better. And then you get some really grungy something, and I like that. So again, I have cut these little things out, so you can place them wherever you want to. Go overlap. The only place I wouldn't put it is slam bam there in the middle. I don't like that. But I could put it there, I could put it there, I could put it there. So I just think I will do it a little different on every page. So I will just take my glue stick here, and it is nearly, if you're really skilled, you perhaps could cut it out, fussy cut it out right up to the lines, but I have given that up because it's so small spaces there are some of the places. So I think I will go for it there. And I can see I have cut some of his little antenna off. Yeah, now I said he, I don't know if it's a she or a he. So you can always enhance it a little if you want. So isn't that cute? And then the thing here that I missed videoing, I will put this little guy up here, or this little lady. If I was talking about butterflies, I think I would have said she, but I have no idea what you would say about a bee. I think you have to be born speaking English to know that. So these are the first 2 pages. So let us make a couple of them more. But before I do that, I will cut some more of these bee things out. I also have this one I can show you, and that was cleaning my little plate before I started. So it's a different kind of paint, and I don't know if you can see it, but I did put some iridescent paint on here, but I won't do this on this chalk paint here. So now I already have 3 pages, so here ready for the next. So I have been cutting a bunch of them out, and I can show you how I do it. I just go a little close to the lines, and just do it the best I can. You can see it's not my scissor I'm moving the paper. And this scissor is meant for silhouette cutting, so it is quite good for that. And yeah, but you need a little practice, I think, here. But I don't mind, I can see something on the background color. I just think it looks good when I place it on my honeycomb gel print. squeak, squeak, squeak. So there. So this is cut out. It is perhaps a little too big, but now I have the option. So let us do another one. Again, a funny name, mustard pickle. I'm not hungry now right now, and all these names are something you can eat, I think. So let us roll that out. And I tend to use the lightest color in the bottom always as the first print, and then switch to a darker color. It is always easier to cover a light color with something dark than the other way around. So here we go. See if I'm in frame. Yeah, it didn't got much color, but okay. So I will take, perhaps I can try to put a white one on this one here instead and see what happens. They are a little runny because I think I want to, I have to shake it more. What can we put on here? Yeah, let us just, yeah, it is beating up quite funny. Let us go for this one. Tissue. It is just plain ordinary gift tissue paper. Nothing fancy about that. Away with that and away with that. Yeah, isn't that funny? So let us put it down again and see what happens. It is quite easy to hit the same place because I can look through this here. So, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And I always let it sit a little longer the second time, so I'm sure. But sometimes it is hit and miss, and if you don't like it, give it another layer. No problems with that. And you can just, yeah, that is also really crunchy, yummy. I like that. So here now I have all my little bees and things, and this was the big one, and I think this is a little too big. And do I want a yellow thing? Or do I want the thing with another background? I in fact think I like this one here. So I will go with this one and just find my glue stick. Here it is. And put some glue on. I really like this way of printing because you never know what you get. And you can see here I have to do it twice to get a nice pattern. But it is quite yummy, this one here. So I will just work further, and no, before I do that, I think I will count how many pages I have left, because if I want to do a series with that shape and another theme, perhaps I should count and divide it up in 3 parts so I know how many I can make here today. So I have been counting, and if I want to make 3 different things here and divide my pages up, I can make 18 of them, and I have already been making 4, so 14 more I can make with this here, and then I can make another video later at some point using one of the other shapes and another theme and make 18 of them, and again after some time perhaps another. Yeah, I also have to figure out what it could be, but I think perhaps with eggs or perhaps with seashells or something. Some of the things I really like. Yeah, now over that, let us make another one here. So let us try to go the other way around and see if that could work. Orange, and place it the best I can. There, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Here I got some of the white up also, and perhaps is that, yeah, it is translucent. That's why it gets this. It perhaps isn't so smart to use translucent here on these ones, but let us come up with another one. There, let us try to put this on. It's called Haystack. What a cute name. I also think when I hear the word haystack, there's something about a place. I don't know if it's in Canada or high up in the US. A place where students can come and do all kinds of things. I've seen a video about it. It was a lovely place. You can do all kinds of crafts there. And it was right out in the middle of nowhere. I'll take this one here. Okay. Lift it up. This sheet here will end up with all kinds of fun things on here. Let us place that down. Yeah, the right way. There. Squeeze that down and let it sit for a little while. Nice things comes up. All good things comes to those who wait. It's a Danish saying translated, but I don't know if you say so. So what kind of little bee do I want here? I think I want this one. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will go for this one here. So again, just my glue stick. It isn't much, but it is quite funny to make them all different. So I will go with a yellow honeycomb shape here, and then I will go for this quite dark color. Let's see what that would look like. Perhaps it is also a translucent one. And then I will put this one. You can't see it. This one on. let's see. I'll place it on here as quick as I can. I think it is drying up quite quick. I really like this little stencil. It's one of my favorites. I can remember I bought it when I was at a eco printing course. Not that I used that stencil for that, but the lady who had the course had these. Oh yeah, doesn't that look yummy? That is so cute. So what little kind of bee can we put on you? Yeah, I like the color of the wing speaks to that. So I will just quickly, not so much discussing with myself, just do it. I have this second layer here I want to put on, so let us see how that will look. I put a quite dark brown on first, and that wasn't very visible here on the black. And I think many of these paints here are translucent or semi-translucent or semi-opaque, and that is perhaps not the best on black paper. So yeah, it ended up like this. So let us find a little bee for that. A little bee, maybe. I think I like that one there. So again, just glue it on. I will make a couple of more, and then I can show them to you. I will also just check how long this video is already, because yeah, maybe you are as excited as I am to see what the print end up looking like. So let us see how this one looks. Oh yeah. Ooh. And there was a little smudge there, so that is where the bee will be going. So I think I like this big one there. Whoopty, and cover that smear out. There. But I like the pattern of this one here. So let us see what we can come up with next. Oh, let us see what this looks like. Oh yeah, a little of each here. And what kind of little bee do I want here? I don't think I like this one. This is too white, this around here, so I will not use that. So is it to be this one, a quite orange one? I think I would go for it there. There's probably sitting someone out there who really hate bees or don't like bees, so perhaps they get sick when a bee sting them, but it is good for our environment with bees, so we can have a lot of food in the summertime. Yeah, another one, and there are already sitting some grunge there, so can see how much of this I can pick up here with the first layer. And this sheet here beside me is looking more and more yummy. So so I can do something with that too. So let us center it the best I can. Yeah. I think I will let it sit a little so I can see if the grunge is coming up more. So yeah, I let it sit for a minute or two. So oh yeah, that is quite nice with all the things that's coming up here. So I don't think I want to cover this up. I think I would just let it be as it is. And now this is also clean. So so again, I will just find the bee and glue that on. It ended up like this, and I like that. Perhaps I should have moved it a little further that way, but now it sits there. But this yellow one I think works well on the black, so I think I will do that again. I think it was, yeah, this one called Butter. And do a layer of that, and then I will try mahogany over and see how that looks. So I will just make the first layer. Let us have a little peek here. Oh yeah, that was lovely. And a bee with some reddish look. Yeah, of course the yellow is going on there, but I also like these small ones here. Yeah, what was I saying before? Just pick one and not all this thinking. Yeah, let us go with this one. It isn't the biggest one, I think fits nicest. I like the smaller one, looks better, I think. So there. And let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I missed. I need to do, what is it, 18? Yeah, a lot more to go. I will do some more of them. So here we go. Yeah, it is there, and I really like it. I don't know why this comes up. Perhaps I'm squeezing too much like this, and then the corners isn't so sharp, but yeah, I don't like that blob there, so I will have to hit that with a little thing here. And I think this color looks best here, so do it on. That's a nice thing about having such a paper cover on your table here. I can just glue directly on it. It will end up with all kinds of dirty things and paint on, and sometimes they end up so grungy, so I use them in my collages, but you never know. I really like this one. It's quite subtle, but oh my, isn't it yummy? So let us reveal it. Oh yeah, that is quite, and again that, oh yeah, I don't know if I can take better care of what is happening, but I have this one, but it is really big. But this is also a big pattern, so perhaps I think it's okay there. Yeah, for the fun of giggle, I will place it in another direction. I think I will go for it this way here. It don't have to be so same every time. And that is exactly what I'm meaning by things what can happen. Why not put it a different way when you now have placed it the other way all the other times? So yeah, so if something happens, it is quite strange here. I used it. I've used pumpkin soup there, I think, and since it is translucent, it turns quite green because the print on the black paper. So yeah, this is how this looks. I will do a couple more. Yeah, this one ended up like this, and there is a pattern, but it's not very, yeah, you can see it. It is more visible in real life than here on the video. Yeah, I go for a light color on the other one, and yeah, you can see a little, and I didn't hit very good there, but this was a heavy cream under one of the dark ones that was a little translucent, so but it's a nice print. And here you can see I wouldn't put that color on. There's not, this has to be one of these, and I don't have many of them left. Here is a little fat black one, so I think I will go for that and glue that down. So it will end up like this or something like this. So let us see here. Yeah. It is quite solid, but it is there. And this one I think could benefit from one of them with a yellowish background. So I think I will go for this one instead. And I will just glue it on. Oh, I hope I got all its legs here. There. And all the wings. There. So it ended up like this. You could, if you think it's too solid, take a marker and make some lines. So yeah, but I don't think I want that. It's just, you can use it as, looking at it as examples on which combinations you perhaps like. But then I perhaps should have written what colors I was using, and I haven't done that. So yeah, it must be like this. Let us see this one here. Oh yeah, that is so nice. That was heavy cream on the first layer and a translucent orange on the second layer. And I think it should have reached some kind of conclusion with these paints here. And many of them I have is translucent. And I think at the time I bought them, I wasn't very much aware of that. But you live as long as you learn, and now it is something I would look for, what kind of opaque, or if it's translucent or transparent, if I bought paints today. But at that point I didn't know much about it. But I think for this, especially printing on the black paper, go for opaque, light color as the first layer, and then you can always use a translucent layer in any color on top of it. So I will also pick a bee and put that on here, and I think, if I'm not quite mistaken, I will need to do a last one. So the last pull, ta-da! Oh yeah, and that is yummy. I really like that. So yeah, that is perhaps too white. So perhaps it's the yellow one I'm going for this time. It's just quite big, this one here, and I don't have any one smaller than this. That's all I have cut out, but perhaps I can find another one and cut out. I will just look for that because I think it is, yeah, is it too big? Yeah, I will see if I can find another one. So a smaller one with a yellowish background, and I really like this. Isn't that yummy? Yummy. I will say this has been a lesson in using translucent opaque paints and layering, and it has been really lovely to spend a couple of hours working here in my book. And I will take some close-ups or some still photos of each of everyone here of them at the end of the video. I hope you have been enjoying seeing me work here in my little black book, and I have given you some inspiration to what you can do on black paper and what you can do with opaque, translucent and semi-translucent paints, and use a theme, choose a subject. For instance, in my case here it was bees, and just do some very simple small prints with a focal point on. And you always learn something when you decide to do something like this, and you have seen some of them are better than others, but it has been some lovely couple of hours just sitting here by my window and printing and looking out and enjoying, and that is also what it is about, enjoying what you're doing. And I know I at some point will do a session more where I will use my oval shape, and another session where I will use my rectangle shape and choose another subject, but that must be for another video. But if you have liked what you have been seeing, please give my video a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. I would appreciate it very much. Also, you can hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when there are coming a new video up. And not least, but please try give me a not try to, but you're always welcome to give me a comment and say what you think of this and that. And I like to be in touch with you, my viewers. And else I will only say, please be playing. Play even though you're an old lady like me, and be creative. That is so good for us at these crazy times right now. And also I would just say, take care of yourself, and please be nice to everybody you meet. That is all for this little jelly printing session, and I will see you soon again. Take care and bye bye.